This video is going to go over the new analytics feature that we just pushed live. The new analytics is significantly more powerful than our current analytics that you were used to in Lead Prosper. But what it allows us to do is now show a total number of gross numbers, net numbers, as well as return lead data, as we've just introduced return leads now into our platform. And it also allows for a lot of more customizability. For example, you can now create different layouts. You have the ability to create layouts on the report level versus also on the campaign level when you're viewing analytics for a specific campaign. You could sort columns now. You could sort all the columns. So you could sort your data based on different column. You have drag and drop columns, so you can arrange the layout a bit differently. And we also give you the ability now to save the different layouts as well as different reports. And reports are basically ways for you to combine different campaigns to only show specific campaigns and basically filter out so you can see exactly the data you need to see. For example, if you have a bunch of campaigns that are specifically to home services, you can create a report that's only for home services, and then you can only view those campaigns. So let's dive in real quick, and I can show you some of the new functionality that we have. Right off the bat, we have the ability to now, we have comparison still. I'm actually going to, and you have the ability to turn on and off comparison. So for right now, I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to pull up our data from month to date. And as you can see, it is significantly wider now, but that is because by default, all columns are shown. And you can edit the columns that are available here. If you want to go through all them, we have, leads, gross leads, duplicated errors, a lot of this data that we already had, plus a lot more. We have gross profit, gross margin, gross cost. We have return leads, supply returned amount, buyer returned amount. We have net values as well. And then if you're running ping post exchanges, we also have all of that data as well, including average bid average, post ratios, things like that. So by default, we have them all enabled, but you can go in here and then you could say, you can go through and just add a few that you want to go. And then we can also add like net profit, net margin. Okay. So now, as you can see, I just with a few clicks was able to completely change out the layout. I can now say, for example, you want to create a report or a layout that's specifically about returns. You can come here now and you can put that data first. We can do supplier returned, buyer returned amount. And now what we have the ability to do is we can organize the layout however we want. And now if this is the layout you want to show, so say you wanted to create a layout that's specific to returns, you would just go here, you would click layout, create new layout, and return, name it returns, hit create. And now you have a specific layout that you can pull up whenever you want. So for example, I could deselect, let's select all. Now you see everything has been changed back, hit layout, returns, and it takes me right back to the layout that I previously had. On top of that, when you go into, if you want to click on a specific campaign, you also have a new pop-up that appears that shows both supplier data, buyer data. You can then come through, you can compare it. Right now, comparison intervals are only selected based on your current date range, but it will be, well, we're going to change that functionality soon. You can also show and hide it. So for example, if you wanted to see it, the comparison data for any reason, or if it's too much and you want to get rid of it, just click the button, toggle it on and off. We also have the ability now on the campaign level to group by, and you can change up your different intervals, or if you're using sub IDs, we can use sub ID 1, sub ID 2, or sub ID 1 and 2, and you can sort by that. For example, if you have a campaign where you have a supplier sending in a specific sub ID for their campaigns, you can sort by those different campaigns depending on the field that they're mapping it to. And then you also have the ability from within the modal to create a layout that you can save. This is separate from the original one that we showed you on the main layout page. But what it does is it allows you to, let's say, for example, we'll do solar main default. And we'll create this layout. Oh, sorry, that was a search functionality. Hit this, save. Now we can save it. And now what happens is we can turn it off. But basically it allows us to set the custom layouts for that. If we hit solar main here and then we close out, I'm on the solar campaign right now, so just make note of that. But if I come out and I click on solar direct, the solar main default layout is already applied. The reason why this is super important is because this allows you to go through all your different campaigns within a specific view, and then allows you to also go into each campaign view without having to go through and each time you go into a specific campaign changing the layout. That way you can quickly and easily analyze the data that you need. You also have the ability to export the data from here by clicking export and make all the changes that you need. Again, just like the main analytics dashboard, you have the ability to move around, select the different columns, sort by all the columns, and save if you need to. So yeah, we can hit save and it'll allow me to easily save the layout as well. So that's the big layout changes. We also have the ability to do what we call reports. So let's go through that. So let's say, for example, we have campaign tags and you already have your campaign set up using campaign tags. Well, now what we can do is you can easily sort by the campaign tag. So let's say, for example, solar, come in here. Now we have our solar campaigns with data inside the state range. And then we can click on reports and save this to, let's say, sorry, that's a search button. We'll go here, hit solar tag, hit create, and now we have the ability to, if we wanted to, just pull up, like, I'm going to go back to our normal view, and if I hit reports, solar tag, it's going to now show the campaigns that match the either the campaign client or campaign tag combination that I saved into reports, and then you can easily click out and then get out of it. So that's it for the new analytics dashboard. There is a lot more functionality that we'll dive into in a more advanced video. This is just a quick overview since we just pushed this functionality live and we want people to have a better understanding. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please open a ticket in support, and we look forward to hear your feedback.